Mr. Graves, welcome. Congratulations on your nomination. On Election Day 2020, U.S. regular retail gas was selling at an average cost of $2.31 per gallon. On January 27th, President Biden issued an executive order that ordered the Department of the Interior to pause new oil and gas leases on public land or offshore waters. Today, gas is selling at $2.91 a gallon. That is nearly a 28% increase in gas prices over just a few short months, which will cost American families nearly $400 more per year in added fuel costs. That is, in effect, a tax on the American people brought on by the president's leasing moratorium and his shutting down the Keystone Pipeline. In today's economy, with millions of Americans out of work and millions more scared of losing their jobs and with their families struggling, if you had been consulted about this action prior to it being taken, would you have recommended the moratorium?
Well, thank you very much, Senator. I very much appreciate the question. I would certainly have wanted to talk with the data experts at the department. As you know, science shows that our climate is changing significantly, and it's my understanding that the president took those steps as a first step towards ensuring long-term reduction in greenhouse gases and getting our arms around climate change. But I absolutely would have wanted to work closely with the Department of Energy and the Department of the Interior and understand what they're seeing relative to gas costs. Clearly, we as a government need to make sure that we understand the long-term downstream impacts of those decisions on our businesses. So I would leave it to the Department of the Interior and Energy, who are the experts on these issues, but I would also want to make sure that I'm bringing to the table the input from all stakeholders.
I would note your answer today is not entirely consistent with your previous record. In January 2012, while you were executive director of the Obama Jobs Council, the council released a roadmap to renewal, which had more than 60 recommendations to improve the economy. The first recommendation in the energy chapter reads as follows. First, we should allow more access to oil, natural gas, and coal opportunities on federal lands. Where sources of shale natural gas have been uncovered, federal, state, and local authorities should encourage its safe and responsible extraction. The report goes on to say, further expanding and expediting the domestic production of fossil fuels, both offshore and onshore, will reduce America's reliance on foreign oil. And additionally, policies that facilitate the safe, thoughtful, and timely development of pipeline, transmission, and distribution projects are necessary to facilitate the delivery of America's fuel and electricity and maintain the reliability of our nation's energy system. Do you still agree with what your task force wrote then?
Well, thank you, Senator. I will just note that the members of the Jobs Council were independent external advisors who prepared the report. So that was their statement. That said, I do believe that the science and data have advanced significantly and are showing that the impact of climate change is having a massive impact, and it's affecting people's lives and livelihoods, and that if we shift, as the president has called out, to a green energy and clean energy set of economies and investments, we actually will create millions of new jobs, and we will also continue to bring down energy costs.
Mr. Graves, are you telling this committee that you were the executive director of the Jobs Council and you didn't agree with the recommendations from the Jobs Council?
Senator, I'm just telling you that I was merely a coordinator.
Did you agree with the recommendation or not?
Senator, the members made their own statement. They came together as a group to make that.
You had no
provide that
role in
report.
drafting that?
I merely provided advice and support to the members, and they made their own judgments.
So my question is simple. Did you agree with that recommendation in 2012? You might say that we're a few years later. You might say you've decided you were wrong. My question is, when the recommendation was issued, and this was not the Trump Jobs Council, this was the Barack Obama Jobs Council. You were the executive director. Did you agree with the Jobs Council's recommendation?
Senator, I believe that we should look to a wide range of sources of energy, and including increasing the amount of renewable energy sources at that time. Again, the Jobs Council recommendations were their own, and I was.
So you're not going to answer if you agreed?
I agreed and in part and disagreed in part.
So what did you disagree with?
Senator Tester.